again. Welcome to my page. Yes. Oh my goodness. Exciting weekend, okay, that just passed. However, a very kind of messy one. And you know what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about, okay? Cotto and Alvarez. Alright, okay. So a lot of you are saying, oh, well, Alvarez won. He's the new WBC champ here, okay? So, end of discussion. Well, if you were watching the same fight that I was watching, you would see that Cotto won majority of the rounds, okay? And there's no ifs and buts about it. He won majority of the rounds. How the judges came to the card being like a huge gap in the margin, as if Alvarez was the dominant fighter in such a way that he annihilated Cotto, that didn't happen. Okay, no, it didn't happen because I was watching it. I watched how Cotto was very active. He was very aggressive, but at the same time, he played a very strategic, just an awesome game. I mean, he was on point from beginning to end. He was on point. Did Alvarez come in and do some, he had some really nice shots in? Yes, absolutely. He came in there with he had some points where he landed some really good uppercuts, and you could see, but at the same time, it was like it was far and few in between. It never really was that type of fight where he came across as being the young, energetic fighter. It was more of like he was like the frustrated, and there were times where I saw him kind of look as he was kind of like fading a little bit, because of he couldn't really do, I don't know, it was almost like he was really looking for that one big hard knockout punch. And with Cotto, this man can take punches. I mean, we've seen his battles in the past, and he can take hits. Sometimes I feel like he takes too many. However, in this particular fight with Alvarez, he was very strategic. He was a very different fighter than the past. He was moving around, had very good footwork. He hit Alvarez with a lot of great combinations. A lot of them you could visibly see on the head, on the face, and everything. I mean, it was one side of Alvarez's face that was all red. And you mean to tell me that, he didn't win? Alvarez won just about every round? No. In my opinion, you gotta review that fight. You gotta go back and you gotta see it. But in my opinion, I saw a very young, vibrant Cotto just really strategically and smart, okay, fight his game plan the way he did. It was very tactical. Okay. It was just good. It was really good. And for him to just, take this loss like that didn't make any sense. And I like both fighters. I like Alvarez and I like Cotto. I like them both. So to me, it didn't really matter who was going to prevail. But for me, I felt like Cotto, he deserves it. He put in the work. He came out. He delivered. And yet he got the belt taken away from him. And I have to tell you, prior to that actual fight, there was days before where I guess they decided to take his WBC belt before he even steps into the ring, talking about he owes these fees, that he has to pay, like what? It was like something like $300,000 or something like that. And I'm thinking, man, if you win and you're this champion, you win fair and square, what is it about these fees? The belt is yours. You won fair and square. It's a wrap. You don't, what, fees? Are you kidding me? You gotta pay. That doesn't make any sense to me. However, that's what they do. I guess that's just how it all works. I don't know. However, I just feel like, man, Here's a guy laying it all on the line. These guys, they go out there and they fight their asses off. They go in there, they condition, they put it all on the line. They go in there and they sacrifice so much. And for them to do all these things, do everything, that they're supposed to do, and yet you still do not reward them for a very, very good game. And I have to say, Cotto, you had a very, very good game. I saw it, and to see this happen live in this day and age, and we've known this to happen a few times in boxing, okay? And if you saw my picture earlier with the Pernell Whitaker and the Chavez, that fight many years ago, and how, oh my God, it's like history repeating itself in this day and age, and it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't. Because these guys, they go out there and they lay it out all on the line. They go out there and they do their best, and they expect fairness. And I think all athletes should get treated fairly. Another thing I'm going to point out to you is that when Cotto came out to the ring, he was on his way to the ring. I know people will do that, but to me, it's like they were booing and all this type of stuff. And to me, it's like, come on, that's just like unsportsmanship. These are guys, both fighters deserve respect, okay? Both of them. Any fighter out there, where they go out there and they do what they do, they all deserve respect. And to hear all that was just ridiculous. And then the other thing I want to share with you is the fact that, I was talking to somebody earlier, and they were saying, man, I'm not going to pay any more pay-per-view for these types of fights because, you clearly can see some type of shenanigans going on, whether, someone got bought off, I don't know, or there's politics involved, who knows? But, like I said, you have to be fair, and if you were watching what I was watching, because I watched every single round, and I saw a very, very strategic and a very smart fighting game on Cotto's part. And he did a great job. And no way would I sit there and say that Alvarez won. Like I said, I would look back and I think he won maybe 3 out of those 12 rounds, okay? Then I would say that Cotto won 8 out of those 12 rounds. And one round, I would call it a draw because it looked like they both were kind of really, it looked like they both had some even amount of points in that one round. However, I just don't get it. I really don't get it. And so I'm looking at this whole thing, and I feel like Cotto won, and he ended up getting robbed. There was all kinds of things against him from the very beginning, before he even stepped into the ring. It was like, hey, we're going to take your belt away from you. We don't care if you win, fairly. We don't care. So you can go out there and you can do your best, but your best just isn't good enough, apparently. And we can do whatever we want. We can say that you are a winner or you're a loser. We can take it all away from you very quickly, and that's it. And you just have to live with it and deal with it. And so this is what tarnishes the sport of boxing. Seeing these things blatantly out there in the open causes viewers to not want to watch. And I was talking to somebody, like I said, they don't want to pay any more pay-per-views, or, they don't want to, put forth any money if they're going to see unjust things happen like this to, fighters who are laying it all out there, and they're putting their best in there, and they surely are just showing all their skill. They're just doing, and they're putting themselves at risk, physically, mentally. They're putting themselves at risk when they get into the ring. And, that's their livelihood. And you do that to them, So, like I said, it doesn't matter if you're very good, you do your best. They can do whatever they want to take it from you. and it just doesn't matter. So it was almost like, why did they even show up? Why did they even both fight if this was what they had already decided they were going to do, is take his belt? They had already decided they were going to take his belt away anyway, so it didn't even matter. So why put a person through all that? Oh, well, people say, oh, it's the money. Okay, so, all right, so money is more important than the actual individual, is more important than a life? Come on, people, really? So I'm just a bit, just disheartened about the whole entire thing. I feel really bad for Cotto. And then when they made the announcement and new WBC champion of the, you could see the hurt. You could see the hurt in Cotto's eyes, because he knew he won, and I knew he won, and I was in shock. I'm like, really? Are you kidding me? Really? Alvarez is the new champion? Now, I'm not trying to take anything from Alvarez. He is a great fighter. However, I'm looking at who showed up. Who actually showed up, did the thing, got in there, and did the work, and was very strategic. And man, he landed a lot of blows. He landed a lot of punches, Cotto. He had a lot of really beautiful combinations. And you could physically, I mean, listen, it was just, I don't know, like I said, that's my view. This is how I see it. You may look at it totally different. That's fine too. However, like I said, I know what I saw. And Cotto, you are the champ. He's the champ. He's the real champion. What was going on there, I have no idea. But it wasn't right, and it shouldn't continue on, because this is the type of stuff that goes on in boxing that gives boxing in general a bad rep, okay? It just shows its ugly, ugly head, and, it's just not right. That's pretty much all I wanted to share with everybody. Yeah. It's some crazy stuff going on, but you know what? We'll keep it moving, right? We'll keep it moving. So if you like what you heard, punch the thumbs up below, subscribe, and until next time, one love, respect, and take care. All right now.